So the Xbox Series S is finally official. After the leaks just a few hours ago, Microsoft officially unveiled the Xbox Series S. It's going to be the cheaper next-gen console coming out along next to the Series X. But for the price versus what the performance is supposedly going to be, this might be a really, really good console to get yourself at the next-gen gaming and not break the bank here. The Series S, from a look perspective, looks very similar to the Xbox One S when that was first unveiled. It's very kind of standard, sort of look that you would expect with a console, but it has that giant circle on right there on the front of it or on the side of it for ventilation, and it looks very similar in pattern to what you see on top of the Xbox Series X. So that's a little bit unique there in terms of the look, but this should be a look that plenty of people should be pretty comfortable with. Now, this is an all-digital system, so there's going to be no disk drive here with it. It does come with capabilities of up to 1440p resolution with 120 frames per second. It's also going to have DirectX ray tracing. It's going to have variable shader and refresh rates as well too. A custom 512 gigabyte SSD is going to be built into this as well too. A little concerned with that. And it's going to have capabilities of 4K streaming in terms of media and also 4K upscaling for games that are going to support that. It's going to be able to play all the next-gen games along with games optimized for next-gen as well too. They're pushing Game Pass heavily with this, not on the pricing part just with that yet. But overall, this entire package is going for a $299 price point, which is very good and very aggressive to kind of come into this next-gen market at that price point there from Microsoft. Sony's going to have a bit of a challenge here on their hands, I think, here with it. Although I do worry somewhat about the 512 gigabytes of storage. Hopefully there's a way to expand that because games are becoming really massive. I mean, the new Call of Duty alone is 200 gigabytes. That's pretty much one game, and you know you're not going to get fully 512 gigabytes of storage on here. It's probably going to be around 485 if everything formats and all the updates and such. So that's got me a little bit worried about on the storage part here. We'll see how that sort of works out. Now, a comparison versus the Xbox Series X from the specs that we know so far, which we know all the specs for the Xbox Series X, not so much for the Series S. There's still some things we don't quite know yet, but it looks like there's going to be a big enough performance gap between the two that it's going to probably warrant that extra cost that the Series X is going to be, which is rumored to be around $500. Which that's going to get you 8K and 4K gaming along with disk drives and 1 terabyte of storage and sort of all the other extra specs you're going to get with the Series X. And when you compare the consoles next to each other, the Series S is 60% smaller than the Series X. So this is a pretty tiny console, or at least that's what Microsoft is saying until we get our hands on it to see it. But they're basically pushing this as a small console and it's not going to be too big. I think that's sort of a remnant of when the Xbox One first came out, and that was a massive console. A lot of people complained about the size of that. So I think them pushing a small thing here is a pretty big thing. That's why I think they're so much highlighting the size of the Series S here. We do know the Series S is going to be $299. The Series X is rumored, and I'm pretty much going to say it's probably going to be pretty accurate. It is going to be at $499. Both will be available on the same day. Hopefully we get some pre-orders out here real soon. I'll definitely let you know when the pre-orders finally get announced for this so we can get these pre-ordered. I want to get both of these in my hands as soon as possible to sort of talk about it because I'm very, very interested in these consoles. They're pretty cool. Now, let me know what you sort of think about this. Do you like the Series X or the Series S, what they sort of talked about here? Post your comments below. Also, we have a poll over in the community tab. Let's get some engagement over there and sort of post your comments there as well too. Also, if you're interested in more Xbox Series S and X videos, we have a little playlist here building up for that. And also, if you want to go down memory lane and check all of our stuff about the Xbox One, you can check out this playlist over here. Thanks for watching.